What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in the the only Planet Coaster, of course, in Time City. Now, today's going to be a very big filler episode. We're going to be adding, pretty much working on a lot of side details and stuff like that. As you can kind of tell, we're just working on some sidewalk pieces and just like edge pieces for the paths. Very, very simple. If you're at the stream, you can, there was kind of an uneventful stream when it came to content anyways. So nothing too huge or like ridiculous within this episode. Hopefully by the next episode, we're going to be working on a lot on the tower of the Apocalypse section. That is going to be my goal. I'm going to make a full storyline of that before the next episode, hopefully, and that can actually turn into something very big and very special, and hopefully we can get more of that theming within that. So very exciting when that all comes together, of course, and I cannot wait. It's going to be a really fantastic thing. So hopefully you guys are still sticking with the series, and this, as you all know, that we need to get this done by next year, like by the next year of March, like March or so. That's like the goal, anyways. I'm okay if it gets all the way out to May at the latest, but hopefully we don't have any delays when it comes to opening this park. We're going to be hard at work during the off season in this park for sure. So you're going to be seeing a lot, and I mean a lot, of episodes of just this park during the off season for sure. So we want to try and build up as much as we can. I at least want to get about half the park finished and complete before the off season. Hopefully even more is the plan, and that way in the off season we can really just go all out and just finish everything, and hopefully in the off season we might not have much to do. That's my goal. But we'll see how that goes, and I've been a little bit off on this series for a little bit now, and it's been quite a few days since the last episode, so hopefully that doesn't happen too often anytime soon. But anyways, really working on some really cool cinematic stuff. I have recently installed Reshade into the game, and I cannot wait to use that more. I didn't actually use it in this live stream. I used it in my last live stream, but I didn't use it in this live stream. Really cool stuff where you can add some really cool effects inside the game to make the game look a little bit more awesome. Like, for reals, like it was actually looking a lot more realistic and really cool. All the different effects. You can add motion blur into the game if you wanted to. You can add literally different colors on the screen. Like, there's so many things, night vision, everything. Of course, Variable Gaming did a video on it, and that's kind of where I got it from. So shout out to Variable Gaming. If you haven't seen him, go ahead and check him out, because he is cool. I think he changed his name to actually Variable. It's not Variable Gaming anymore. So anyways, he has a really cool channel. Check him out. He's got a lot of cool Planet Coaster stuff as well, and he's actually rising pretty high up in this community as well. So he's got a kind of interesting personality, but but yeah. Anyways, I'm saying "but" a lot, so. Anyways, like I said, this is, again, just a filler episode, so you're going to be seeing a lot of tedious work being done in this episode. Not much really to show off. There's just, I mean, we do place a new ride at the end, a flat ride, but we don't do anything with it, really. We just kind of place it down. So that's about all you really get excitement-wise within this series, or not within the series, just within this episode. So it's going to be kind of one of those kind of episodes that just not much to them. And hopefully next episode is going to be a little more entertaining, and that's going to be the idea. But still, we still got a lot of good stuff done within this episode. I mean, we did the queue line for the Kitty Coaster. We did worked on the queue line a little bit for this Apocalypse GCI coaster as well, which, by the way, I still need a story and theme too before I get too much into the theming. And hopefully that will be, hopefully that will come in very, very soon. And this area hopefully will start developing very, very quickly. And that's my hopes and dreams anyway, that this section gets a little more developed over time. And, you know, I need to build more buildings, more rides, and more stuff like that as well. So I have really cool ideas for the Greek and Roman section once we get to those areas, to that area, because I got a really cool coaster idea for that. Those that keep asking if there's going to be a dark ride, of course there is. I mean, the tower ride almost counts as a dark ride, but maybe not quite to some people, but definitely some dark ride activity that's definitely going to be happening. Possibly in the Apocalypse section. I'm not entirely sure if I really want to put a dark ride in this section or not. I'm just not the greatest at dark rides, so I don't want to like say I avoid them, because I want to get good at them eventually. Like I really want to be good at dark rides, because there are some really, really good dark rides within the Planet Coaster community that are just amazing. I don't even know how they do it, but they do it, and somehow it's done. there's just no way, no explaining it, I guess. You know, but we're still creating some cool stuff within our worlds and everything, so that's at least a positive. I wanted to fill in some of this stuff. This building right here is left very undetailed by the end of this episode, so I just a fair warning that this building's a work in progress. Lots of details have to be added to it, and it's just to get some buildings going in these sections, because I've got to make sure those stalls are in there, make sure our guests are getting plenty of food and drinks and different stuff like that. Make sure we're keeping our guests nice and satisfied within our world, because, you know, I got to keep it looking at it from a realistic standpoint at the same time as the idea. So keeping that in mind, we want to make sure that these are working properly in the way. So you want to make sure you still have the good flow of guests throughout the parks as well. Excuse me. Anyways, so again, a lot of you may not have seen it, but we have also decided to go ahead and continue with Rustic City. That park is going to be a 2019 park as well, under the JLW Entertainment name, and it is going to be a very small scaled park. So anyone that was hoping that was going to be a big park, it was never planned to be a big park in the first place. It was planned to be a small park. So it's only going to have about 3 coasters, and it's going to be a very small park, and a very hard, not even that much in it. It's going to be very, very small. It's going to be the small park of the JLW Entertainment chain. So it's going to be that park that's not going to get many big additions. It's going to be that park that gets a lot of the small additions, a lot of cloned rides probably, and once in a while it will get some, you know, unique rides at points. But, you know, it's going to be that, you know, Michigan's Adventure of JLW Entertainment, or, you know, that Six Flags St. Louis of you know, JLW Entertainment. You know, it's that, I don't want to say it's gonna be neglected like some of these parks do. Like, it's gonna get stuff. You know, it's actually going to get new stuff. But anyways, it's not gonna ever get anything probably significant. Maybe once every, you know, very rarely it will. You know, it's gonna grow. It's gonna expand, because it is a very, and when I say small park, it is a small park. Like, there's only going to be maybe 5 to 10 rides at opening. It's going to be that small. Because it's only, again, 3 coasters, a couple flat rides, and then some shops and stalls and restaurants. That's about it. It's just going to be that awesome. So, you know, we're not really mean to be talking about that, but if you haven't checked out that announcement video, it looks really cool. Like, I used reshade on it, and it looks really, really epic. And I'm still trying to figure out how to do some smooth recordings. For some reason, when I record normally like this, you know, the recording turns out perfectly smooth. I don't know what it is, but when I try to do cinematic shots, it chops it up. When I try to do POVs, it's chopping it. I don't know if it's a reshade thing, because I did have reshade on when that happened. So I might do some more tests and figure it out, hopefully later on. Maybe I do have to keep doing some post-production filters instead. That might just be there might just be no way around that, you know? I don't know. It just kind of depends, you know? Just works. So this is the part of the episode where we work on the queue line of the kiddie coaster, and it's fairly simple. I kept it fairly on the simplistic side because, you know, it's not one of the major attractions in the park, but, you know, it's there and it's got a queue line, so you know, it needs a little bit of detail. It needs, you know, I still try and detail these things as much as I do on some of the larger rides. So so we still do custom fencing and everything for the queue line. And of course, it's a small queue line because, you know, it doesn't need a large queue line because it's not the main attraction, one of the big attractions anyways. So, and I wanted to do a cover queue line, something a little bit different and unique as best as I could, using some wooden structures and supports as well. And I used the panel as kind of like a guide to try and get the shaping of the roofing that I wanted. I wanted to do something a little bit different, like have a slanted roof and then go into a flat roof. So it's kind of, you know, unique, and it kind of looks kind of nice. So what we do here is we actually cover it up with some wooden textures, wooden stuff, and I ended up again, the panel was just kind of that placeholder to kind of give us that shape of the roofing that we kind of wanted. It does look nice, but, you know, for theming purposes, we needed to make sure it was made out of wood. Being in prehistoric times and everything like that, the Jurassic sections and stuff like that, you know, we just got to make, everything's just got to stay kind of in that wooden texture kind of feeling and style. So that was one of the things that we had to kind of keep with in this area, and it worked out really good. I was pretty satisfied with this little covered queue line. Very simple, very easy, and it was another thing I actually neglected for quite some time, and that needed to be done, so I was like, why not? Let's work on it, and it ended up being very nice. Another shorter episode for this as well, though, you might have noticed, just because, again, kind of in the same fashion that we didn't have a whole lot of stuff to work on. I mean, I don't know, you know, I don't mean to say it like that, but like, we don't have a lot of stuff to work on that is ready to be worked on. You know, I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to work on before each episodes, and sometimes I just hope that there's enough content to do a full episode, and sometimes they come up a little short, and I try to avoid that as much as possible. That's why sometimes, you know, I try to prepare for each episode to try to figure out what I'm going to do. That's why for the next one, I'm going to try and get the storyline of the tower down, and that one will be nice and square and easy. That way I can go in, make those scenes the way I need to based on the storyline, and go from there. So it's a lot easier to start off with a storyline before you go in actually putting the scenery in. And I've learned that kind of the hard way. So just take it from me, or some tips of someone who has experience of that. Make sure if you're going to do a themed ride with a storyline, come up with that storyline first. Come up with everything first before you start building. You can inspire architectures and stuff, obviously, from other things, but, you know, for story-wise and everything, just be patient. You gotta have that patience. If you don't have that patience, sometimes you can mess up and not turn out as good as you'd hoped. And that's where I'm kind of at. You know, I don't want to mess it up. I want to make sure it stays the way I want it. So anyways, here's the end of the video where we just placed down this nice flat ride. Very simple, very easy flat ride, because I mean, we don't actually do any scenery around it just yet. But that's about it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. And when we get back, hopefully we'll have a more exciting episode. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much. And make sure you have a great day, cooler tomorrow. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks so much, guys. And goodbye.